the pistol round
Boom.
just in a second.
I'm in.
Fantastic. Here we go, boys. Reflex versus tLBiSK.
Let's do it. Let's see.
And this will probably be the highlight match of the evening, I would say.
Definitely.
Two very strong teams going head to head on Mirage. Best of one for the Blaster X Cup.
Yeah, that entire lineup on tLBiSK side, I know personally. Charts, Noob, Tears, KO, and Nicken are all KO, Charts, and Noob are all extremely sharp players. Tears, he's more of a smart player than a sharp player. Nicken's the same though. They're just very. They you can rely on them very well. So, but not to take away. I mean, we've got Hats on the other team. That kid's just insane.
Teams are heading towards B. And I want to point something out interesting there. Seth actually pushed through underpass, but didn't peek up towards the B apps. And had he pushed up, he probably would have caught a couple of them. But it looks like Hyper's going to push through B apps and throw a nice little pop flash as he does spot a couple of the T's trying to push into sight. And it looks like it's going to be a bit of a split. Hats landing a great headshot onto KO at short. Nicken does get the opening frag though onto 9747 inside. That's Christos actually. Seth jumping through window, picking up two quick headshots. Noob, last player alive now on site. Trapped in a 1v3. He gets a bink onto Hats, but I don't think that's going to be enough. He's already very low, and Hats does land the headshot on him just around that corner. First round going the way of Reflex. And that was a well-executed round by tLBiSK, but they just got out-aimed on B bomb site.
I 100% agree with you there, mate. They literally met their match on B, and as I said, you know, Hats, being the player that he is, gets that insane opening frag and just falls straight back. And just shows discipline, waiting for them to push into sight and just shuts them down.
Yeah. Beth with that scout in mid. Is he going to get the pick? Looks like Tears wants to go for it. But, Nicken's going to push up, and he could get a headshot here. Binks him down to 5 HP. Death is forced to fall back from that mid position. Does manage to chuck a nade up there. In fact, it was someone from short. I'm not sure who that was. And Noob 404 just lurking up in Palace here. And a little bit of an interesting buy there. A couple of Deagles on the T side. Deagle being buffed, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really strong now and a viable weapon.
Yeah, it's bringing it back to sort of the old 1.6 and source meta, so I've been told. You know, people are finding the guns reliable. If you can hold a line and you can hit that one dig, it can change rounds.
It's gotten to the point where even if you do miss the first 1B, you can still land a couple of shots.
Yeah.
If you take your time and let the aim reset, that's the key thing with the Deagle. Tease, though, they are going to push in from A-Ramp. Charts gets the first pick onto Chaotic. And Hats with a nice little pop flash, picking up two. Noob does make work with that Deagle, though. And Tears goes down top mid to Hyper's UMP from short. Christos pushing in from jungle, finds Noob and KO. It looks like he wants to try and get a plan here, but he's really trapped behind Firebox and not going to be able to do much there, unfortunately. And another round there to Reflex. Pretty easy. Oh, there's some nice entries from tLBiSK at the start of the round.
Yeah, it definitely was. Just Hats, just, you know, peeking out, getting that pop flash, picking up both those players. What can you do? I mean, he turned around in the favour of his team, stopping the push onto site and delaying it. But one thing I did want to point out, Hats is not lagging, Caps.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually fixed his internet.
He's definitely fixed it.
Definitely fixed it, which is nice to see. No more internet troubles for Hats. And that will soon be forgotten, I'm sure. But Hats will be the first player. A nice little B-hop into Palace, just catching Noob completely off guard there. And going for a second and picking up Charts as well on A-Ramp. As Christos finds Nick and Seth with a great jump shot from the scout. And the second top mid onto Tears. Wow, very, very quick shots there.
That was some crazy play from Seth, but Hats just showing that dominance, pushing into the Palace like that, taking out the first player and just going, you know what, I'm not even going to pick up his gun, I'm just going to turn around and kill the guy waiting for me at ramp. Wow, just sheer dominance. So let's see if this can continue now. The first gun run has commenced.
Yeah, T's need to make this work for them now. They've lost the first three, obviously. Reflex picking up all three eco rounds. Question is, can the T's pull off a well-executed strat here? I think that's going to be key, but it looks like they've gone for a split and pick. Now, we've seen this slow play before, and do you think this is going to work for them in the first gun round?
Judging by the way these guys aim and the way I know that they can aim, I think it might. But as I say that though, Seth does pick up Tears in mid as he goes for a cheeky little peek, but
KO was there in underpass, but he just can't he just can't seem to see Seth.
Yeah.
And Seth, I think, copying that bink in mid before, he's somewhat aware, and yes, he will pick up KO there with a great little pop flash out of window. So the first 2 frags going the way of Reflex, and I think Christos has actually spotted Nikin as well, coming out of B apps, and a second player, Noob, caught with his pants down, really. Christos does land the headshot eventually, and Charts is pushing up behind him, but Christos has hurt him, and he's going to fall back towards mid now. Charts, last player alive, does spot Christos, making his way up the ladder, lands a great headshot, but Hats is there to trade. And slow play, questionable at this point.
Yeah, leaving yourself so heavily exposed, that early pick in mid, I think, costed them. And then also, KO trying to refrag, pushing out to try and find Seth, but Seth just popping the flash and picking him up. Yeah, you got to be able to hit your shots, but you don't want to die so early either.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's that just comes down to being scared not to lose your gun, honestly.
Yeah, that is true.
And, I mean, here's the aggression, but they needed this on the gun round. They are going to try and push through, but they're pushing through smoke. Nick, though, doesn't seem to have any trouble with it, finds the first kill. Hyper, playing under window, only manages one before falling down. Seth with a great shot onto Nikin as he tries to make his way over to bench, and Seth actually picking up a second onto Chance, and the nades are flying everywhere right now. The T's just getting caught up in B-Apps there, and absolutely slaughtered.
That was absolute domination again. It wasn't eco, but yeah, I mean, we do see now, we see KO with an AWP, but the fragging is a little bit light on the T side at this stage. Bringing up the scoreboard there again, just, money's not too good. KO's forced an AWP, so let's see, can he make it work?
Oh, he can't land the shot top mid, though. That could be a disaster. Getting that first pick could have made a huge difference, and it looks like they are going to go for an A setup here. Tier's just setting up that stair smoke. Hyper, meanwhile, pushed his way up towards B apps, and just a little bit of pre-fire through that smoke, probing for information, but no one there at the moment. Smokes and flashes being thrown onto A, and the push is on here. T's working their way up. A ramp and one out Palace now. Noob, he has made his way onto the balcony and does get the first pick onto Hats. Nice little molly behind triple box as well to push out any player who might be lurking there. And the bomb will be planted on the A bomb site. So CT's in a retake situation, a man down as well. And they do it.
Reflex is very strong in these retake situations. I mean, we've seen him do it before. They wait for the smokes, and here it comes. Christos picks up Nikin, but Noob and Tears do some work getting chaotic and the trade onto Christos. But Hyper, and then Seth.
Yeah, Seth is just going full aggro with his ult right now. He's in a 1v2, and probably not the best weapon, but if he can pick up one on A ramp, he could have done it, but unfortunately misses his shot, and Noob peeks straight out of Palace. And that'll be the first round on the board for tLBiSK.
Yeah, again though, I think in Reflex's part there, they rush a little bit too fast into that retake. We have seen them do that retake before and make it look very, very easy. I think they should have waited that extra second or second and a half for those smokes to clear and gone in, and saved a bit of utility for what they had to then smoke off Palace and work that A ramp.
Yeah, being a man down already on a retake can be very daunting, especially for a CT side. And I mean, pushing in from A jungle and CT.
Oh, but Seth is just on fire tonight. I don't think we're going to see him miss many shots tonight, Caps.
No, he's a great AWPer, man. I think we've seen him all through CGA.
Yeah.
Pull off incredible shots with the AWP, and tonight's no different, obviously.
They're currently leading the pack there, 10-1. Phenomenal.
Wow, what a fragging difference. Look at Chaotic on 1 and Seth on 10. I mean, a bit of a difference there. So T's a man down already. Hyper up in a great position here. And he does spot Nikin. That's so unexpected. You would never think to check there. And it works out for him. And I have to say, that was a little silly by Nikin. It looked like he was pushing for information, but he was unsupported.
Yeah.
And the bomb, I mean, and the rest of his team just splitting once again. I mean, if you have a look now, they had a player top mid, 1 A ramp, and 1 in T spawn.
Yeah.
And now they're going for an execute, but it looks like they're going to push 2 men in from A ramp. With the player still rotating over from T-spawn. And, I mean, they're just going to get shut down here. Seth making short work of him. KO does come in with an AWP kill onto Chaotic, but now he's in a 1v3, and the bomb dropped in favour of CTs. Christos just popping out of stairs there to take him down. And, that's a great display of why you need to go together.
Yeah, definitely. That probe for information, as you called it, Caps, just I'm not too sure what Nicken was thinking going that far up, that and having a teammate that far away from you. There's no chance of a refrag, and if the enemy's allowed you that far up into apps, I would either hold or fall back straight away, because something would tell me, hey, this could be a trap. There could be someone nearby, or at least two players.
Great little pre-nade there, and a second one to follow. Drops Charts to 29 HP. So I think he'll probably be the first frag of this round if he goes for a bit of a YOLO out A ramp here. Looks like he's still hanging around. So any further nades will definitely take him out. But the T's on yet another eco. Reflex looking really strong right now. 6 for 1. And split and pick we see once again from the T side. They have sent 3 towards B apps, so perhaps trying to fake an A. But I don't know how well they're going to sell this. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to sell it at all. Tears peeking out and giving the CTs the information that they are B apps. So presence has been created there, and the CTs are not about to rotate off the site anytime soon. Tears, though, does manage to get the kill onto Hyper. I'm not sure how he managed that. And Christos from Van goes down as well. Tears with the CZ. He's unstoppable right now.
And a
Taking
third.
out a third. Seth falling in kitchen. And a 2v4 situation somehow going the way of tLBiSK there.
Tears with those entries, Caps, just doing great work for the team, giving them the ability to get a bomb down and collect weapons on an eco. So, but Chaotic does refrag